All right, this is Shane, J5,
Yeah.
Aubrey, Sophia, Gabe. We need to get started. All right. The man, the myth, the legend. All the way from Bartow, Florida. Y'all probably wondering, who am I talking about? I'll tell y'all who I'm talking about. Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis has done an impact to the game of NFL, to college football, and to just kids around the world and adults himself. And he's changed everything to make himself a better person and a better man. Today we'll be talking to you about 3 bodies that he's done, which is his origin in his life, his college career, and his NFL career. Ray Lewis was born in Bartow, Florida. You know, he had a mother and he had a father, but his father wasn't there in his life. He had a stepdad. His stepdad was very abusive to his mother, and he honestly didn't like that. He tried to fight his stepdad, but things didn't go so well. So what he would do was he would get decks of cards. Every single day he'd get a deck, check it, see how many numbers he get, do push-ups every single day. That's how he got stronger. As time went on, they moved out and they left their stepdad, and it was just him, his brothers, and his mother. And then he went to high school, and he started to notice that in his high school, where the athletics were, he saw his father's name on these flags. Ray Lewis was upset, pissed, mad, and he was just telling himself, for me to get better, I gotta remove those flags so he'll never exist. So every single day, it went from the cards to him getting better every single day in the gym, in the workouts, running every single day. Soon later, he started doing wrestling. And wrestling, he impacted and broke records in his high school. And each flag that his father he took off and ripped off every single day. He basically was a dominant player in wrestling and even other sports. As time went on, he met his father, and he always asked him, why weren't you there for me? Why weren't you there? Why didn't you stick with me? And his father says, because I was on drugs. He was addicted to drugs, and he told his son that his father left him, and his father's father left him, and his father's father left him. Soon, basically, it was a list of all his fathers just leaving him. But Ray Lewis didn't want that life with his son. So he told his father, I want us to stay together and connect more so we won't have to have that history, so that when I have a son, and when he has a son, that won't happen. As time went on, Ray Lewis finished high school, and with all that rage he had with his father from that time, he was able to get a scholarship from the University of Miami. In 1992, he committed to University of Miami. His freshman year, he was a dominant force, but they didn't start him. They started him in his last 5 games, but he still balled out. His sophomore year, he popped the heck off. He was the first All-American. He was a Big East honors, and he led the Big East with 153 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception. His junior year, he did even better. He was successful again, and he was an All-American. He was All Big East, and he finished as runner-up for the Buckins Awards, which was basically the best linebacker in that time. And he had the highest titles of all time, second highest titles of all time in the University of Miami. So the man broke records when he left Miami. When he went to his last year, which was senior year, he didn't want to go to school no more his last season. So instead, he committed to the draft and got drafted to the NFL. He was the top-ranked linebacker in the NFL, and he got drafted to Baltimore Ravens. Now, I can sit here and talk to you about the 17 seasons of playing in the Baltimore Ravens, but honestly, I'm just going to give you 3 important ones, and that's his 2000 year, his 2003, and his 2012. His 2000, that was his first ever NFL Super Bowl, and it was Super Bowl 35, which he won, and he said they were the best defense team of all time, and they had the fewest touchdowns of 165 touchdowns, and the fewest rushing yards, which was 970 rushing yards less. And he won the Super Bowl, and he was Defensive Player of the Year, and he was a unanimous All-Pro. 2003, he was a leading recipient of the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and he was an All-Pro team and he had a 49 out of 50 in votes. And they named him 6th in his career for Pro Bowls, and he was named to Dr. Z's Sports Illustration for All-Pro Team, All-Pro Football Weekly, All AFC Team, Football Digest All-Pro Team, and Sporting News All-Pro Team. Man was basically just dominating every single day and every single year. And in 2012, in his last year, it was his last dance, he had, I guess you could say, a little bit of injuries, so he wasn't able to play as much as he could. He played about 6 games that year, but he went back into the Super Bowl again in his second Super Bowl and won it against the 49ers. It was 34-31. Won the Super Bowl, and he basically did the best he could and basically balled out. Which he has 57 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 1 pass deflection in his 6 games. In conclusion, he did all he could do. He basically tried his best to communicate with his father, try to make a friendship with his father, and he did so. He dominated in his college career, was showing out the world that he's the best college player and linebacker. And 17 years, he did the best he could in his NFL and put his team to 2 Super Bowl championship rings. I can say that Ray Lewis has impacted the world because he's impacted me, from his quotes and his speeches, of him saying how he really feels about things and how he didn't give up on things and how he took everything to heart. His passion for the game was just a whole nother level that not a lot of people see every day. And for that, you got to put that somewhere on a statue to say this man did a lot of things. But yeah, this man changed my life, changed the game, changed the world, and I appreciate him.